What up?
Hello.
Hi.
It is time for a live. I have like 6 different windows up on my computer right now just to keep track of everything.
New windows.
Sorry. I keep forgetting about introductions.
So, shall we do
yeah.
introductions?
Let's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm Emma, and I go by she, her pronouns, and my account on TikTok and Instagram is Sniffy Emma.
Hi, I'm Juniper. I use they them pronouns. And my social medias are zeroqueen_cause on both TikTok and Instagram.
Hi, I'm Jay, and my accounts are Red Gold Cosplay on both TikTok and Instagram. But I have not been using them all that often lately, so.
Hey, I'm Grace. I use she, they pronouns, and on TikTok, I'm gsap02.
Hi, I'm Alex. I use they them pronouns, and I had to be the difficult one because I go by 2 different handles. My TikTok is Alex of Shield, and my Instagram is Alex_cosplays.
Why do you have to be the difficult one?
Because TikTok shadow banned me because I had cosplays in my name. So I had to,
Yes.
so I
So
had
how
to,
is it? Oh, sorry.
it was Alex of Shield because that was the point where I hand painted that shield jacket I used for Maria Hill. So I was like, oh, of Shield.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you see, mine is a play on my favorite Star Wars character, Ahsoka Tano. Her nickname is Snips.
Yes, no, I love that.
Yeah. You know, that's the
I
one thing
still
I'm
do
looking forward
cosplay.
to in the Ahsoka TV show is because we have Hayden as Anakin again, more than likely we're going to see a live action Anakin call a live action Ahsoka Snips.
And then
And
we're
I'm
probably gonna get a guy back.
Yeah. I love her. Funny enough, I don't cosplay her yet.
I have a feeling that her headpiece would take a lot of time to build.
I started during quarantine and then it just kept on breaking and then I gave up.
I started during quarantine, and then I was originally going to finish it for MCM Birmingham because Hayden Christensen was going, and then I couldn't get it off work, so I just kind of pushed it to the side, and I just haven't touched it since.
You see, since I'm from like the Central Florida area, Ashley Eckstein, the voice of her, lives like in Central Florida as well. So she goes to all of those conventions I would go to.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
We don't have anyone of note that lives in Colorado, I don't think. Everyone who comes to Denver Comic-Con, it's always a big deal because it's like, oh my gosh, they traveled so far to come to the middle of nowhere.
That was us at MCM London with Tom Hiddleston. We were like, oh my god, he came really far. And then, funny story, because we don't really have any questions at the moment, so might as well share a little personal anecdote. I paid lots and lots of money to go and meet Tom Hiddleston, and then I'm very clumsy, and I was wearing, if anybody follows me or anything, they'll know of the Princess Zelda costume I have, which is very long. It touches the ground. It's got very long sleeves, and I tripped up over the edge of my skirt into the plexiglass divider between us and him because he was currently filming, so he couldn't be like touching us or be like face to face or anything. And the plexiglass moved, and I fell on top of this poor man, and he had to like pick me up while we were trying to take photos.
Oh man. I mean, a memory, but
I have the
wow.
photo, and it's just me standing like this, not facing him, red in the face. And my roommate's just standing to the side like.
That's perfect.
I remember one. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just said it's a memory. Go on.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I remember one Comic-Con that Willa Holland came to, and she had photos, right? And I accidentally walked up to her as she was eating lunch, and I was just, nope, bye.
I haven't actually been to any official Comic Cons. I've been to Austin, Texas, because I went to the Rooster Teeth convention down there. And I got to meet some cool people there, take pictures, and this was all before COVID, so it was all those cute up close, like hugging them real tight. And unfortunately, my husband met the number one cosplayer that I would like to meet at this point, because he got to go take a picture with Jessica Negri. And it's like, at this point, I want to meet her and I want to be around her and absorb the Queen of Cosplay's talent, maybe.
Mm.
Shea Butter asked to all, how are you today?
I'm good.
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing great.
I would be better if I knew that I didn't have to go to work tomorrow.
I'd be better if I knew that my hair was actually blonde and not blue, because it has blue streaks in it at the moment, which is really annoying me. I'm just trying to live out my Elsa dream, and here I am with blue streaks in my hair.
Your Descendants era Elsa.
Sarah Elsa.
Oh, Descendants.
I finally convinced my husband to watch all 3 movies, and that was a time.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to know everything about his reactions.
Well, he definitely. I didn't get to see his full reaction in the first one because I fell asleep. And then the second one, he liked it. Like, he likes the music, and he likes the characters, but just the overall vibe of the movies had him very confused. And
Yeah.
then I think the third one was probably his favorite.
The third one's pretty cool.
But I mean, I lost track of the amount of times that we were watching it, and he would just be like, what? But, huh? And I'm like, I can't explain it. It's a Disney Channel original movie.
It's a decom.
Oh yeah. Oh, DComs. I love DComs though.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are fantastic, and then some of them just fell a little bit flat.
Like zombies.
Yeah.
I was
Okay,
so confused by the second one they made of that movie.
that was
And aren't they trying to make a third?
Yeah, I've seen the trailers for the third one. But there's also trailers for a Descendants
of them.
4.
That one was animated.
yeah.
No, there's an actual Descendants 4 that they're looking at.
Oh,
There was a
I mean-
teaser for it.
I mean, it's going to be really weird though.
I mean, we'll see. They can't really do it based off of the original Villain Kids. Their story is all wrapped up in a nice little bow. So this is definitely going to be a different set of Villain Kids.
It's gonna be
We still
the
follow the ones they took in number 3, right? Disney.
Yeah.
And that one.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's going to be, more than likely, it's going to be very Alice in Wonderland based, because at the end of the animated show, they pan over and you
So,
see
yeah,
like a hole in the ground with white roses that are splashed red. And so it's like, it's going to be very Alice in Wonderland, I think.
Gab Will said, "Who do you like to cosplay the most?"
I don't.
That's a really difficult question.
I don't want to say the same answer as yesterday, but I kind of do. It would be Susan Pepsi in Narnia. She has been my comfort character since I was 4 years old, like since before my little sister was born.
That's fair
So
enough. See, I'm about to start a whole new era of cosplays. I've got like plans behind me and all that stuff, so I can't really like say who's I'd like to cosplay the most. If we're talking about like who I find the most comfort in, it'll probably like pan back to my original cosplays, Annabeth Chase, Zelda. I've been cosplaying her for absolute years now, and I'm lucky enough to say that I have like her official outfit from Breath of the Wild made. So yeah, it's a really tricky question.
I really like cosplaying Rick Tyler from DC Stargirl.
I don't think I've seen that show, actually. I want to watch it, though.
it's pretty good.
See, the problem is I cosplay like 3 people at least publicly. So I mean, and I don't think I have 2 favorite cosplays. One that's on TikTok all the time, and that's my Punk Percy, just because I absolutely adore him. And then the other one is actually probably Yang from Ruby, but I've never cosplayed her on TikTok before. I've only cosplayed her at cons.
I can't wait to bring out Weiss just so that you have to duet me as Yang.
Yes. Force me to cosplay Yang. Force me to do it, Alex.
There are 2 that I'm going to force you to cosplay, and that's Link and Yang.
Okay, bet.
Probably enjoy doing Miranda Gardner from Percy Jackson and Tylee from Avatar the most.
Then Shea Butter asked what our favorite DCOM is.
Oh, that one's pretty easy. It's either High School Musical or The 13th Year.
I don't think I've seen the 13th year.
It's an older DCOM.
Yeah.
That one's so good though.
It's really good.
Because I would have said the exact same thing, either High School Musical or The 13th Year.
Yes, Alex. Same brain.
Mine is probably High School Musical or Read It and Weep. That one. I don't know if you guys remember Read It and Weep.
I didn't watch that one.
I made so I have a podcast, and my co-host and I did a DCOM episode, and I made her watch it for the first time.
See, oddly enough, there's a lot of DCOMs I haven't seen. Like, I haven't seen Xenon, and I haven't seen Read It and Weep, and I haven't seen Lemonade Mouth.
You haven't seen Lemonade Mouth?
Mm-mm.
Lemonade Mouth's good. Has some good music. I think you'd like the music. I recommend you watch it.
I mean, I do like the music. I've heard Determinator, whatever it is, and that's a good song.
It is.
Maybe you should watch it with your husband, and we can. And then you can send me both your reactions, and I can.
Oh, Alex, I don't have you on Snapchat. I have actually been showing him a lot of movie musicals, and I've recorded his reaction on Snapchat. Like, the first one I showed him was Rocky Horror Picture Show. The second one I showed him was Annie.
I miss you showing him Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm so disappointed.
He didn't really care for Rocky Horror, just because he's like the most loyal person ever, and so when the whole cheating thing came up, he was not okay with it.
I mean, fair.
But his reaction to Annie was adorable.
Love Annie.
DM you my snap right now.
Okay, bet.
This is a threat.
I really like to make
Have a DM.
Grace, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I really like the Disney Channel movie Let It Shine.
Yeah. That one's good too.
That one's good. Man, seeing when some of these came out though just makes me feel old.
So old. And you are slightly older than I.
Because like Camp Rock came out in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Geek Charming was 2011. Lemonade Mouth was 2011.
I don't like that.
High School Musical 2 came out in 2007.
Mouth is 10 years old.
Yeah.
It could be worse because if I'm remembering my facts correctly, the first Frozen movie came out in like 2012.
It did, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2012.
I performed in a charity event that was like all like movies and movie musical theme, and I did a song from Tangled, and you know we had to say what year the movie came out, and I felt so old when I realized. I forget when it actually came out.
I would think that came out 2010 or 2011. It was a little bit before Frozen.
Yeah. The worst part is when I talk with children and their date of birth used to be like 2012, 2014, and I used to be like, no.
I know. No. Oh, what was it? I work with someone now who makes me just feel old because I'm going through and I'm putting in birthdays. And in my mind, if I work with you, you have to either be my age or older than me. And I was putting in birth dates for this thing, and it was like this guy who just started working for us was born in 2001. And he's just like, yeah, I'm 20 and I'm just chilling. And I'm just like,
baby. I mean, I can't say anything because I'm 2002.
You're so young.
I'm 2001. I turned 21 in February.
I'm not gonna talk to you guys anymore. I'm 98.
Me.
I was born in the 90s.
Same with my boyfriend. He was born in the 90s, like the late 90s. But to go back to like feeling old, I remember talking with the little girl I used to babysit for like full time when she was younger, and we were talking about like what she was gonna dress up for Halloween. And I mentioned how I did most of the princesses and I was naming them, you know, like Belle and all those. She's like, what about Elsa and Anna? It's like, I was 12 when that movie came out. I was not dressing up as Disney princesses for Halloween anymore. I was like a vampire.
Right.
But that made me feel so old. And now she's like turning 13 next year, that kid.
I felt old when my little brother turned 21 this year. Because, like, in my mind, he's always going to be 12.
That's how it was with my sister. She just turned 15 this year and is like starting to learn how to drive.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's weird for me because I am the middle child. So my oldest sibling has just turned. Oh, don't laugh at me. My oldest sibling has just turned 25, and my youngest sibling has just turned 16, and I'm just about to turn 20. So it really messes. Like, do I feel old? Do I feel young?
See, I'm kind of the reason I'm laughing is because I'm also the older child.
Oh, I'm the oldest child.
Or
yeah.
I'm the middle child. But my older sister is 10 years older than me. So she's 33. I'm 23 and my brother's now 21. So it's one of those things where it's like I can't say, "Oh, I feel so old" in front of her because she just glares at me.
I'm the youngest.
I'm also the youngest.
Yeah, but it's weird because she was born in 2006, so it's weird that she's like 15.
Very weird.
Mhm.
Or it's like the
People
kid-
born in the 2000s just shouldn't exist at this point.
Right.
Like they're just too young in my mind. No offense to you guys, but it's just no.
Just no.
Just no.
I love how yesterday we were just like we found out how to look up old quotes that were added to our list, and that's all our chat was. Is all the weird quotes.
I was actually watching the live and I saw you guys doing that and just looking at all the old quotes.
I'm remembering, talking of old quotes, I'm remembering of when we did the 24-hour lives for charity. And it used to be, obviously, because the lovely person who runs this stream service was based in America, and therefore it was all in American time. So I'd put in like my times on the schedule and I'd be on at like 2 a.m. And there is a clip of me at 2 a.m. Where we try not to swear on the lives.
Try is the big word there.
It's a good word there. And it was 2 a.m. and one of our cosplayers slipped up and swore. And in response, I swore. And then in realizing that I'd swore, I double swore. And then I just like died for the rest of this panel at 2 a.m. because I'm just sitting there. Oh. I was
mean,
that measures your pain.
I like looking back at like the 24 hours because there's that clip, there's especially when it gets late, hilarity just ensues.
That was a
Yeah.
really good like one for me to be on that tired, because we had Carter and Drew, two of our streamers, on as well, buffering me and just turning what was me being really tired into pure chaos for an hour.
And then we, of course, the Maple stream with the chicken nugget cult that's out of the Maple stream.
That was a good cult to be in, the chicken nugget cult.
I just remember I was in the stream like right after the whole chicken nugget thing had started, and it was a Harry Potter one, and people were asking like it was Hermione, Tonks, and Jenny all on, and they were asking us if we like chicken nuggets and all that stuff. And then it got to the point where we were like, what would the dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets be in the wizarding world?
Chocolate
I think we
mountain.
came up with dragons at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
That
Well, like
makes most
were
sense.
brought up, like a bunch of like magical creatures from Harry Potter were brought up. It was interesting.
They
See, it
can
was
get
always.
very,
Go ahead, Alex.
they can get very the 24-hour streams went from a period of being they were really respectable 24-hour streams to no, this is just going to be chaos.
Yes.
You get like 2 hours of respectable streamers and then you get the chaos.
They were always chaos. I think it was my first 24-hour stream that I joined as Percy, and suddenly everyone was asking me about eating cardboard and dirt, and I had no idea what was going on.
My first 24-hour stream I did, I was Luna Beauregard, and I was in between Clarice and a Charlie, and it was just chaotically flirting with both of them for an hour straight.
Oh, do you guys remember the Percy panel where it was one of the 24 hours and it was just a whole panel of all Percys?
That
Oh, I don't remember that. That sounds amazing.
That was chaos incarnate, especially because we couldn't figure out how to get the game working. So it was very in character to have all these Percys just like, I have no clue what we're doing.
I remember my first stream though. I was Hermione, and it like someone started quoting the Mrs. Weasley Howler thing, and then it got to me. I think Fleur was Caspian was on as Fleur, and like a couple other people were on, just being like, Ron, why did you steal that car? And it just became like, I was 12. You can't blame me. So then it became Ron roasting hours.
There tend to be a few panels that you have that just turn into people roasting hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was on one where I was on as, so I can't remember who I was on as, but everyone then spent an hour just roasting me for everything I did.
Every panel I've ever been on turns into just roasting me. It's either roasting Percy or roasting James or roasting Hades. It doesn't matter who I am. It's just
No, that
roast
was it.
J hours.
It was a Marlene McKinnon one, and just everything I did was just like a roast on Marlene McKinnon, and I loved it because it was so. I then also got told off for like spinning my wand in between my fingers. The person who was like as Lily was like, "You can't spin your wand in between your fingers, Marlene," and then I whacked myself in the face with it, and they just like, told you.
The first stream I was on was a Percy Jackson stream, and everyone was roasting Luke. So it was a time.
That's awesome.
I feel like I was on that stream because I can remember doing a stream where we roasted Luke.
But again, when don't we roast Luke?
That is true. That is true.
Mostly always.
Especially when you put me and Caspian together. If
Mhm.
there's just, if you put me and Caspian on a stream together, there will be roasting. It does not matter who.
I think I'm the same with Caspian.
I think it's just Caspian. I think Caspian brings out the roast in all of us.
Yeah.
I want to derail the roast session for a minute. I'm very happy. I am lactose intolerant, but my roommate's parents make chocolate, and her dad made me white chocolate, dairy-free chocolate frogs.
Oh,
That's so cool.
So tasty. I
I'm
haven't had
definitely-
it in so long.
That's really cool. It's always nice when people, just do those little extra things to make someone else
Yeah.
happy.
yeah.
She brought them home and I cried because I hadn't had chocolate in so long, and I was just so happy, and I was like, oh my god.
How do you even make chocolate dairy free though? Like just use a dairy substitute, or
I honestly don't know, but it tastes just like how chocolate used to taste.
now I know that after this stream is over, I'm gonna go on a Google deep dive to figure out how to make.
And it's white chocolate as well, and that stuff's just mostly milk.
Yeah.
But it doesn't taste like it's been substituted for anything. Because like how other milks have like really specific tastes. Like I use oat milk a lot because I like the taste of it, but it doesn't taste like it just tastes like chocolate.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna end up going on a Google deep dive
Oh,
to
what
see
is
what
your
I can
favorite
find.
kind of- chocolate.
Please, and then send me your results. Share with the group.
Okay, I will.
You all, what is your favorite kind of chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
I like a good milk chocolate, but I have to say dark chocolate.
I feel like we've just discussed the fact that I can't actually eat chocolate.
Hey, your dairy-free white chocolate.
Yes, or there is a supermarket because I'm from the UK, so you know we have supermarkets called Sainsbury's, which are basically like they're a bit like Target.
I miss Sainsbury's. I liked going there.
Sainsbury's is so cool. Thank you for validation. But they have these wonderful chocolate bars they're called Nomo because there's no missing out. And it's like vegan chocolate and they're so tasty. But they're also cheap because vegan chocolate tends to be really, really expensive, but I don't eat it a lot. But they're cheap. They're like Cadbury's bars, they're £1 a bar.
I don't know, I'm not even really a huge like straight chocolate fan though. Like I
Yeah.
like Reese's peanut butter cups and I like Take 5 bars because I like chocolate when it's got peanut butter and caramel and other things.
I like Yorks. So like the mint and the dark
Yeah.
chocolate kind of pairing.
But
I was
see,
actually
that's
eating some literally on the stream yesterday.
that's the other thing. I can't stand dark chocolate. I do not like the taste of dark chocolate.
Oh, I grew up on dark chocolate because it was the only thing dairy free when I was growing up.
Well, it's really convenient for me in my life just because anything that I don't like, usually my husband likes. So it's like if we get a pack of chocolate, he'll eat all the dark chocolate, I'll eat all the milk chocolate. Or if I get a burger, he'll eat my pickles and I don't have to worry about it.
That works really well though, because in my family, you know, like the boxes of chocolates you get at like Christmas time, you always get like a bounty bar, which is like an almond joy, but without the almond, so it's like coconut covered in chocolate. Always get bounties in there, and nobody in my family likes bounties apart from my brother, and so he eats all the bounties out of the box, and he never has to worry about anyone eating his chocolates.
See, that's just perfect. That's just sailing through life there.
That is honestly, I wish it was that easy. I don't even go in that box. Sit there with my little oatcakes, living life to the fullest.
Right. No, not having to share is always nice. Like usually my house has some sort of soda in it, but I definitely prefer Coca-Cola. My husband definitely prefers Pepsi. So if we have the money for it, we'll get both so that he won't drink my Coca-Cola and he'll just drink his own Pepsi.
I was
That's
going to say
fun.
something that's not family friendly. Hang on, I'll send it to you. I'll put it in there.
I'll basically any kind of chocolate that has caramel in it.
I have to keep readjusting my windows. Every time I mess with one thing, I have to readjust all of the windows that I so intricately placed around my computer.
I have four on top of each other because I have like the Zoom window in the back and then like the Zoom chat so that we can get our messages from the Zoom runner. Then I have the YouTube, and then I have a separate tab open with the YouTube open again so I can have the YouTube chat in a different screen in a different place. And then I have like
You can pop out the chat.
So I just have them all open.
Yeah. I just popped out the live chat, so I have like split screen for the Zoom and the pop out chat.
Oh, there you go.
I could have done that, but I decided that I wanted to do it the hard way.
I never like doing like split screen on my monitor just because whenever I do split screen, I end up just going completely stupid afterwards and I can't figure out how to get it off.
I have a Mac, so
I have Windows, but
I don't
The
think
one
you
that
can.
the computer I use for streams is a Windows because it's my gaming PC. But I also have a Mac. I'm much better on my Mac than I am on the Windows. Which, speaking of games, has anyone played the new Animal Crossing update?
Oh.
I was so excited to go and get. You don't understand. I was up at like 3 a.m. after that dropped just so I could go and get Brewster. And then I
Yep.
found by accident, fun fact for you if you have the update, is if you sit at the coffee shop and you order 8 cups of coffee in a row, don't take a break between them, Isabel will come in and there's a little Isabel cutscene.
Okay, I'm definitely trying that after we get off stream here.
I think it's 8. It could be more than 8, but I did 8 and then Isabel came in. And had a
I
little
love
chat.
that you just sat there and drank 8 cups of coffee.
What I do on a regular day. Why wouldn't my Animal Crossing character do it?
Did you buy the DLC too, or?
I have not bought the DLC. That's going to be like a like after Christmas thing because I'm spending lots of money on Christmas presents.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I get
yeah.
that feeling.
Oh, I just bought my
Oh,
roommate a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. So, to be fair, she has bought me a new camera. She said, "Oh, I bought you a camera for Christmas," and I went, "Oh no, I have to like match this."
I mean,
And
I did the Switch thing last year. I bought my husband a Switch because he just kept looking at me playing on mine and just be like, "I want one. I really want one." So I went out
she
and bought
bought me
one.
a camera, and then she plays my Switch a lot because she really enjoys playing like Undertale and Deltarune and Ni no Kuni and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, right, I know what I'm doing for Christmas then.
There you go.
There we go.
Friend's fiance just got her a Switch for her birthday. That was like last week.
That's cool. Is it just
Yeah.
the normal Switch or the OLED?
I don't know which one. I haven't seen it.
I kind of want the OLED just because of the bigger screen, but it doesn't really seem worth it because
I don't see the
Nintendo.
point in paying £100 extra for a slightly bigger screen. If it was a little bit less like money on top of the regular Switch, maybe I would have invested in it. But it just seems like a lot extra.
Well, and $100 more, but Nintendo can't confirm that they've fixed the Joy-Con drift. So it's like I'm not gonna pay $100 more for a slightly bigger screen and no guarantee that my Joy-Cons are gonna work properly.
I know I need to replace my Joy-Cons. I was playing Breath of the Wild today and I was like trying to shoot using the bow and arrow. But I have my aim off because I tend to like lay down when I'm playing. And I was like trying to play and my controller was drifting and I was just shooting to the left slightly and I was like, this is really not helpful.
Yeah, this week I bought myself new Joy-Cons so that I could keep playing my Switch, but I'm gonna send my original ones to Nintendo because they're still doing their free repairs.
Oh, they really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
At least in the US and Canada. I don't know what their policy is for the UK. But
Devil works
yeah.
hard. Diesel works harder. Quote 30.
I mean, that's probably the most
does
perfect
work.
quote ever to describe these live streams.
Also, quote 36 comes into effect right now. Hydrate or dehydrate, children.
Yeah.
I don't have
I also
hydration near
like
me.
quote 64. That was Percy Jackson. I've never hated the syllables of my name more than I do in this moment here.
Oh my gosh.
Hazel, we love you
I love you, Hazel.
so much for us. You are the reason this happens.
Yes.
Hazel Appreciation Hour.
Hazel's the reason that lockdown and quarantine didn't absolutely suck.
Oh no,
Right?
I can remember being on the very first stream that we ran with Hazel, and I remember then the effect it had on people over quarantine. Like people would stream in every week to watch us and be like, you guys have really made quarantine bearable. And it used to make my heart so happy. I mean, it still makes me very happy, but
Yeah.
I think the first one was a magical experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when quarantine hit, I was still 17, so I couldn't participate in live streams, but watching them was always so much fun and always lifted my spirits.
Oh no, Jake, can I send my Joy-Cons to you to her so you can send them to Nintendo?
Sure. I actually wouldn't mind doing that. Like, if you sent them to me, I would definitely send them to Nintendo to get
I have
fixed.
to send to you anyway, so like, why don't we just make this worthwhile and I'll send you my Joy-Cons as well?
Yeah, I keep forgetting about it, but I still need my flag.
You do. And now that you know I have had like a steady income, I can actually afford to send it to you.
Yay.
Yay! In fact, I'm gonna send it to you right now. I'm gonna buy the postage.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll send it. I say that, and then I'm gonna remember that my bank account is empty until tomorrow morning when I get paid.
Eef.
Eef. Oof, indeed. You sent me your address, right?
A long time ago, yeah. I
I'm
think
gonna
it's changed. I don't think I sent you my new address though.
No, yeah, that's definitely the old one. Do you want to send me the new one?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh yes. Thank you, HSBC. I'm aware. Every time I load up like my bank, it goes like, oh, just so you're aware, scams are on the rise. Please never share your passcode to your online banking. And I'm like, thank you. I am aware. Hazel said, I really needed something to hyper focus on after the pandemic. Cancelled all my theatre gigs, and I'm immensely happy it led to the stream. Super excited to get the streams more active again. We are so happy that you decided to do the streams, and I, for one, count myself incredibly lucky that I managed to get into this and start this, because look at what we've done. Look at what we've created.
Yeah. And I mean, it started as just Percy Jackson.
It did.
And now it's expanded onto several different fandoms.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wild. Sorry, no,
wild.
I'm looking at your address and I'm like, oh, how do I enter this into the postage?
That's always my struggle whenever I have to send anything to Europe too, because I'm like, how the heck do you guys do your addresses?
It's pretty simple. We do like house number, road name, like street name, country, location, postcode. And you guys are like all these different numbers and stuff. I'm like, what?
That is the postcode and the home number and the street name.
Your street is not 3 letters long. I think you are incorrect. You are lying to me.
The 3 letters stand for circle.
Why abbreviate?
Because it's always abbreviated.
I hate it. Correct.
Oh, Miranda quotes back.
No, look. Honestly, my street name now is less confusing than when I was living in Greeley. Because here's the thing with Greeley, Colorado, is all of the streets are just numbers, but they're all repeating numbers. So it's like you could look at a friend and go, hey, meet me on the corner of 10th and 10th. Because they mean 10th Street and 10th Avenue. No one expects the giant monsters.
Now I have to try and... Right, no, we're not going to the United Kingdom. We're going somewhere else.
Going across the pond.
Across the pond. Oh, man, I haven't said that in a while.
I want to travel back to Europe. I just don't know how to do so.
I've only been to Ireland.
Get your butt over here.
I'll visit you first and then I'll go to Paris. Not that I want to spend a lot of time in Paris. I just want to go to Disneyland Paris.
Bet we'll go together.
Okay, bet.
Because with me, we can skip all the queues because I am, in fact, registered blind.
You're definitely coming. I'm always looking for an excuse to skip the lines.
Honestly, who wants to stand in queues? Oh, I think I just put Angle instead of Angel. Oh, well. It's fine. I'm sure we can understand the meaning behind that message.
right? But no, seriously, I always love it when I can skip lines at Disney. And the last trip that I took, it was just me and my husband to Disneyland. And we got to skip so many lines because of the rides that require like 3 to 4 people. And they'll just walk up your standard queue line and go, "We're looking for 2 riders, 2 riders. Do we have 2 riders?" And we were always like, "Right here, right
Where-
here."
If you come to the UK and like come and spend time with me, I'm taking you to Thorpe Park. Number one, because the roller coasters there are phenomenal. Number two, because we do a wonderful thing called single riders, where if you go in groups of like 1 or 2, that you might get split up, but they'll mostly try not to split up like groups of 2.
Mhm.
And you get on the rides extra fast because they just put you in little gaps between people, so you get split up on the ride, but you both got on the same ride. Like super, you skip like it's like a 3-hour queue and you get on in 10 minutes.
Here's my my confession though. I have major roller coaster anxiety and I can't do roller coasters.
It's okay because they have flat rides too.
Okay.
They have flat rides too. We have this wonderful thing called Darren Brown's Ghost Train, and it's like a VR ride where you go on it and like it's a VR horror roller coaster, but you're not moving. It's so cool.
That's pretty cool. And I guess I have to amend it. I can do some roller coasters. Like I can do the Incredicoaster in California. I did Rock and Roller Coaster, but that was like a one-time thing. I had a panic attack like mid-ride. I can do some roller coasters. I just don't like going upside down if I can help it, and I refuse to go backwards.
Park is good because nothing goes backwards. A few of the rides go upside down, but they're not like that's not the main thing there because our theme parks are based in age ranges. So you get Legoland for the little ones, Chesington then for like toddlers and up, and then you get Thorpe Park is for like your teenagers, and then Alton Towers is the one for like the adults or like the adrenaline junkies who want to go and like do proper roller coasters.
Okay. I just got a message from my BM. Why? Oh, that's not important. You can be ignored for a little bit.
Hazel is such a sweetheart. Hazel, I love you so much. I'm gonna say it on main. Everybody can know. Hazel, I appreciate your existence so much.
Hazel is the best.
Yes, she is.
What am I gonna do after stream? Do I want to play Animal Crossing or do I want to do something else?
I'm gonna be cleaning my room to go home.
I'm going to be studying because I have classes.
I should be studying too.
I have Latin class tomorrow, so
All of my classes were canceled for tomorrow, but I still have one on Tuesday, and I'm mad about it.
Oof. I do not miss college.
This weekend.
yeah, but like I'm getting a degree, so it's fine. I can put up with learning Latin in the case of a degree.
See, that's what I told myself too, but now I'm sitting at a dead-end job with a very expensive piece of paper on my wall.
Well, that's on you.
I know, that's on me for going for English.
Well, I'm doing an English degree, so don't watch your step.
Emma, what are you studying?
Business.
Oh, that's cool.
And then a minor in humanities. So then I want to go into like theater management and owning a theater someday.
That sounds really
like a
cool.
performing arts-based theater, not a movie theater. I always have to clarify.
No, I figured that's what you meant.
Yeah, I always have to clarify it to my coworkers. So I just always do it now.
Do you have a certain area that you would want to own a theater in, or just
like
kind of
children's
anywhere?
Theater, but
Okay.
anywhere. I mean, I'm from Central Florida, which is one of the bigger theater cities.
Right.
So I can just find a job anywhere I want in Central Florida.
Yeah, that's fair.
Come on, register. Yes. I'm gonna send it through Amazon because they're letting me print a free delivery sticker to you as well as because I have to return something to stuff as well. So like, oh, just send us 2 boxes, stick the new sticker on.
Well, alrighty then.
Either that or they'll take it back to the warehouse and they'll send you a new one for free.
Which would also be nice.
Free. Let me double check that I have enough money in my bank account.
I like free things.
Free things are great. Yeah, I'm good. Boop, boop. Yes, authorize my card. I know. Thank you. I'm spending money. Oh no. There you go.
Me. Yay!
We
I'm
said
gonna
it.
get things.
You're gonna get things. Hazel is an actual angel who has just sent me like actual information about how to translate this from American to English.
Oh, good. From American to English.
Oh, American English.
From
It's
American.
a trip.
We have to make everything more complicated
Always.
and be different. Who else?
I don't know. Languages are like, even just looking at American versus UK English, I absolutely love looking at it from a linguistic standpoint because of how much language evolves when it goes to different areas. Because, like, obviously, when colonizers first came to the US, they spoke the proper British English. But over here, the language started to actually mold and take shape with other languages and dialects. And I think my favorite example of this is in English, the plural form of goose is geese,
Yes.
but the plural form of moose isn't meese, it's just moose.
The same as fish.
And the reason for that is goose actually derives from like the Latin Germanic roots of, you know, proper English, whereas moose derives from Native American, from the Native Americans. They didn't have, you know, plural forms for a lot of their words that they use. So because we took the word for moose from them, we didn't have a plural form for it.
Dang.
Did I mention that my degree was in English?
You see, you take every Storyverse live stream.
My degree is also in English, but the other side of English.
Yeah.
I'm the book side of English.
Wait,
Like-
does England actually mix imperial and metric? I thought they just used metric for everything.
Yeah. It really depends.
Got it.
Because like in London, like London, like
Mhm.
the city of London, we use metric for everything, but like kind of as you come out of London, then they start mixing things. But like it's very locational.
Makes sense.
But yeah, we do like making things complex.
Everyone likes making things complex. It's the human condition. Just make things more complex.
It's so much fun. Speaking of
Going
making
to
things complex, I'm studying The Handmaid's Tale at the moment, and Margaret Atwood did not need to include a whole chapter dedicated to an egg. Why? We don't know. But it's there, and now I have to analyze it.
We love that.
I preferred analyzing the ancient Latin Odyssey over The Handmaid's Tale.
No thanks.
I'll take analyzing anything as long as I don't have to analyze Oscar Wilde again.
Oh. Mm, I agree. Why is the odometer in kilometers but the speedometer and the speed limits in miles? That's a car thing, and I don't know cars. I just bought one. Could I tell you anything about it? No. I know it's a Kia, and I know it's blue, and I know it's a hybrid.
It's cool.
That's fun.
That's it. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you. Oh, and it's brand new because I bought it. And the guy said it was coming in brand new, and then I gave it to my dad. It's my dad's car. So, I don't know anything about it. I just know it's blue. It's a Kia and it's a hybrid. But I could not tell you why the odometer is in kilometers. I think that's something to do with like the law and how it has to be under a certain amount of kilometers to be roadworthy for tax. But speedometers and speed limits are in miles just because that's just what you do. You do miles per hour. Yeah, it's something to do with road tax because I know by law you can't drive a car in the UK if the odometer is over, I think it's 100,000 kilometers, unless it is taxed every single time and it goes for regular MOTs. If it's under that, you can go. If it's under that, you don't have to MOT it so much, so it doesn't have to be checked to make sure it's roadworthy. And then once it goes over, you have to MOT it kind of every year to make sure it's still roadworthy and still safe to drive. Alex
says they don't know anything about cars. Also, Alex uses a bunch of words that I have no idea what they're saying.
I know laws. My brother's a police officer, so laws is something I'm good at. I used to help him study, so.
All right, that makes sense, I guess.
Like an actual law in the UK that y'all can laugh at because it's really stupid is it is illegal to handle a salmon suspiciously.
A salmon?
The fish. You can't handle it suspiciously. It's illegal. You can be arrested and sent to prison for 2 years.
See, the thing that I love about outrageous laws is knowing the fact that there's a story as to why that law is a thing. So who was handling a salmon suspiciously?
I don't know, but that law's like 400 years old, so somebody.
Because like it's like the thing. So in Alaska, there's this law, and it's actually a law where it says you are not allowed to drop a live moose from an airplane.
I mean, fair enough.
But the background of it is super hilarious because it's all a misunderstanding. Okay. So in Alaska, they have what's called a moose dropping festival. And it's not dropping live moose from airplanes, it's dropping moose droppings.
I mean, also weird, but that reminds
very
me
weird. But very weird.
Cows Week, which is everybody who doesn't know what Cows Week is think it's like, you know, where you sell well, it's so the rule is it's where you sell cows, but the story that people who know what Cows Week is that we sell to other people is where like the people from the island sell their children in exchange for cows. And that story runs wild and like gets sent everywhere, but the real reason is just so you can sell cows between you.
That's fair. That's yeah. And I mean, misunderstandings caused the rules because so the big thing with the moose dropping festival is PETA got a hold of what it was called, a moose dropping festival, and they mistook what Alaska was doing for dropping live moose out of airplanes. So PETA tried to sue the state of Alaska for animal cruelty or an endangerment, and to settle, Alaska agreed to make a new law where they said they are not allowed to drop live moose from airplanes.
I mean, that was the easiest solution they could have come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just looked up weird laws in the United States.
You're insane.
So the one for Florida was kind of interesting, and I want to know the story behind it. Legal parking fees toward animals must be paid.
Wait, what?
First question, how do you park an animal? Second question, how do you give an animal a parking ticket?
You just put it in its mouth, I guess? I don't know.
Right, but the animal can
it gives context to when it took an effect in 1920s when the Ringling Brothers Circus moved its winter show operations to Florida.
I still want to know how they parked animals.
I don't know.
That's a genuine question. How does one park an animal?
Well, all I'm thinking right now is like
Iowa, you can't throw a brick onto a highway.
I mean, yeah,
It's
that makes sense.
illegal, but yeah. In Kansas, tire screeching is banned.
What? Oh no. like just tire screeching. So like running your tires or what? Just don't turn too sharply. It's illegal to do that, or
Don't get into an accident.
don't get into an accident. Don't brake too hard.
Kentucky, a woman cannot marry the same man 4 times.
I mean, if you're marrying them 3 times, you know, there's something going on there.
You know what? I just want the background for that law to be this one girl. This one girl just married a guy, divorced him, married him again, divorced him, married him again, divorced him, and then wanted to marry him for the 4th time. And her family's just like, listen, it's not going to work. Chuck is not the one. You need to stop this. So they took it all the way up to the government.
You can't marry a man you've already married 3 times. You can't stop me. Actually, I can. Can you imagine somebody going to get married and the reason they're not allowed to get married is, I'm sorry, you've married this guy 3 times before, you're not allowed to get married a 4th time? Can you imagine going to like the registrar and the registrar just being like, sorry guys, I can't marry you, you've been married 3 times already?
Like the registrar, at that point, the registrar wouldn't even need to look at paperwork. They just recognize the 2 and just be like, listen.
Missouri, bear wrestling is banned.
Don't wrestle a bear, guys. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever played like Dumb Ways to Die, where it's like poke a stick at the grizzly bear and the guy got bit.
Mm. No, right now, all I'm thinking of is, did Emmett Cullen take a trip to Missouri to try to get revenge on the bear? Actually, see, the crazy thing with some of these laws, though, it's like, who's monitoring this?
I want to, okay, great point, Jay. You want to hear this one that I am just dumbfounded by?
Uh-huh.
In New York, slippers are banned after 10 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, how does one monitor?
The police are just going door to door, and it's just like, it's after 10 p.m. Do you have slippers on right now?
Now I'm just picturing, because you said New York, I was picturing like Jake Peralta knocking on somebody's door being like, you can't wear those here.
Wait, do you guys wear slippers in the house?
Yeah.
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 Outside
Yeah.
shoes.
Huh?
No, I wouldn't either.
Oh.
Why would I wear my outside shoes in the house? I have slippers.
Oh, I thought you meant like shoes. Sorry, I was just confused.
I mean, I do wear my outside shoes in the house, and it's just because I'm a heathen.
I wear them from my front door to my bedroom door, and then I kick them off my feet.
I do that if they're uncomfortable shoes. Like if I'm wearing my Vans, then I'll leave them on all day. But if I'm wearing my heels or my work shoes, yeah, they don't get worn in the house.
Oh, you learned something new.
Wait, are
Sorry,
there
that-
any weird laws for Colorado? I'm curious.
You want to hear the one that this list that had one for each state that I've been reading off of said?
Yes.
Okay, let me get back to it because it's in alphabetical order.
Watch as it's a law that I break like daily.
It's illegal to keep a couch on your porch.
You know what? I've heard of that one. I
Sorry,
have
guys.
heard of that.
It's a really nice couch you've got on your porch. I'm gonna have to take it away. It's illegal. It'll look real nice in our junkyard though.
To be fair though, who would
In
want
this
a couch
list
on their
I found.
porch?
It was
Like-
because of the University of Colorado. Is what it said.
It's specific to CU.
They were the reason it started.
You know what? I am not surprised. Those
I'm not either.
So is it like an inside couch or like an outdoor couch?
It just said a couch.
I'm assuming it's an outside couch, and if it originated from CU, I'm 100% sure that frats had something to do with it.
Oh
It
yes.
said that rats had to do with it. Do you want to hear this one? for this new list of 50 or for the 50 states.
Oh
It's
gosh.
illegal to ride a horse while under the influence.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I think the Florida one ties into the animal parking ticket thing. If an elephant is left tied to a parking meter, the parking fee has to be paid just as it would for a vehicle.
See, look, I knew that the circus was wild because I knew that circuses would actually like parade their animals through the streets. But who would put an elephant on a parking meter?
Hey, you want to pay for
I
the
guess-
parking space? You want to pay for the parking space?
I guess if they wanted to go into a store for something.
Yeah,
why
but
do
I mean,
why do you-
imagine spooking the elephant. The elephant could just rip that out of the ground.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a strange one. I mean, I thought my salmon was a bit wild, but you guys have
So, okay. So you know how you were really interested in the stories? I want to know the story behind this one, that coins are not allowed to be placed in one's ear in my state.
Is your state Hawaii?
Yeah.
Okay, I know that law. I don't know the story behind it, but I know that law.
I feel like we're looking at the same website
We probably are.
because I see that one for Hawaii.
Do you have one for California?
Yes, a frog that dies during a frog jumping contest cannot legally be eaten.
Please tell me what a frog jumping contest is.
I have no idea.
I would assume it's in the name where you're contesting how much the frogs jump.
Well, yeah, but it's like, is it your pet frogs? Do you just go out and select a random frog from the bog? Or
I feel like it has to be like a random frog, right? No bias.
it's like
I'm
you
also
pick
curious
a frog
where
and you
in
give it like a
California.
rocky training
Rocky training montage.
rocky training montage of you like testing how high the frog can jump and how far, and just like you got the Karate Kid scene and
Like having a yardstick and just like measuring the dirt. How far they can jump.
We appreciate Georgia. It is
Oh, no.
illegal to keep an ice cream cone in your back pocket on Sundays.
Why not?
only on Sundays.
So there's no room in your back pocket for the Lord and for an ice cream cone.
Georgia, what kind of
Maine
drugs are you
is
on?
it is illegal to keep Christmas decorations up after January 14th.
I mean, that's the 12th day of Christmas, so
That should be a federal law.
we
Yeah.
take ours down in my family. They come down on the 12th. They go up on the first day of Christmas. So December 1st, the Christmas decorations go up, and they go down on the 12th day of Christmas, which is normally around January 14th, depending on like bank holidays and stuff.
I'm confused about Massachusetts.
Everyone's confused about Massachusetts.
Everyone's confused.
It is illegal to own an explosive golf ball.
Somebody has been watching too much Kim Possible.
Thank you. That was my first thought. My first thought was the guy from Kim Possible.
Duff Killigan with his exploding golf balls. Same hat. Same hat. This is not the first time we've done this today.
No, this is not.
Does that make it better or worse?
Better.
Good answer.
Wyoming, you may not take a picture of a rabbit from January to April without an official permit.
What's
See-
it? What's up? Oh, sorry.
Why does Wyoming even have laws like that? Wyoming has a population of 3 and they're all sheep.
Why are they all sheep, man?
No, just because Wyoming's got sheep, Colorado's got cows, but Colorado actually has people too.
I know that Idaho has potatoes.
Idaho does have potatoes.
Utah, it is illegal not to drink milk.
Alex, don't go to Utah.
Wait, not to drink milk? Oh,
Yeah.
damn, I'm screwed. Wait, I have diplomatic immunity. I'm gonna go to Utah and flaunt that I can't drink milk. They can't arrest me.
I think you only get diplomatic immunity if you're a diplomat.
No, we get it through the military as well.
Oh, that's fair.
Because it's American soil, they have to hire the UK military to come and arrest me, and by that time I'll be gone.
Yeah, that's fair.
South Dakota. It is illegal to sleep in a cheese factory.
I mean, I'm gonna go sleep in a cheese factory.
See, I did not expect that to be a South Dakota thing. I expected that to
I
be a
know.
Wisconsin thing.
Wisconsin it is illegal to serve butter substitutes in prison.
Thanks, guys.
A guard comes in and gives a prisoner a butter substitute, and his friends come in and go, "We already opened the next cell over for you, buddy. Just hop in there."
It's like, I know you can't have dairy. Here's some butter substitute. Sorry, dude. We're both in prison now.
Sorry, dude. You just met your new cellmate.
Why am I not surprised that Washington has something to do with Bigfoot?
Because it's Washington.
The harassing of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or other undiscovered subspecies is a felony punishable by a fine and/or imprisonment.
It's Washington. It's just Washington.
I found out one for Alabama where on Halloween it's illegal to dress up as a nun or a priest for Halloween in Alabama.
Wait, I literally...
That'd make sense for Alabama.
Yeah. Can you tell I was making a Halloween trivia thing and found that out?
That's a fun bit of Halloween trivia.
Yeah, and I think it was like for the Jeopardy thing, I was like, what state is this?
Yeah, I mean, did you give like a multiple choice answer? Because
Oh, it was Jeopardy.
oh, so it was.
It
I
was
don't-
Jeopardy.
I don't think Alabama would have been my first.
I feel like Utah would have been my first guess.
See,
don't know.
I wouldn't have guessed Utah either because Mormons hate Catholics, so I'm pretty sure they would
True.
encourage you to
Yeah,
dress up like a
probably
priest or a
too.
nun.
True.
I don't know enough about the states because I can literally name 4 of them. And therefore, I would have failed.
See, that's a panel that I think we need to have. We need to have one panel where it's all of the European streamers who have to try to name states on an American flag, and then you have to have a bunch of American streamers try to name countries in Europe.
No, because none of you would get things like Belarus.
Oh, and we expect you guys to get Rhode Island?
I do know about Delaware, okay? All right. All right. Let's not push it, guys.
See, the middle part of the United States just confuses me when it's like Colorado and all the
the
like
thing-
square ones.
There is a thing I saw once that was like, which 4? Delaware, New York State, Washington State, Texas, California. That's 5. Look at that.
That's good.
5 whole states. Well, Idaho, because I was just talking about Idaho and its potatoes.
Yep.
6 whole states. Look at that. I'm a genius. No, there is I saw once like a meme of a map of America, and it was like America according to the English, and it was just like it was like Texas, Disneyland, the gun bit, which is Florida. Oh, look, I know Florida. And then it was like New York, and then it was like not New York.
See, I forgot. At this point I've forgotten all my states, but when I was a kid being homeschooled, my mom made me fill out a map of the United States with every single state, but I wasn't allowed to go alphabetically. I had to go by which year they became a state.
Oh, that's wild.
And I had to learn them that way.
I know like a few of them from like that song that was trending on TikTok. Oh, Arkansas.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
one.
go. Connecticut, nowhere, Florida, Georgia.
That one.
Yeah.
I had to perform that in my 5th grade choir when I was 11 years old.
Well, we performed fun things like ABBA and the script.
When you were 11?
Yeah.
It's fun.
we did Hall of Fame by the script, but we changed it because it was our leavers. Because in the UK, you leave primary school at 11. So it was our leavers song, and we changed it. And rather than like that bit in the middle where he's saying like things you can be, we changed it to what we wanted to be when we grew up.
That's cute.
That's pretty cute.
We did Elvis songs at my elementary school.
I did a lot of church songs because, as previously mentioned, I was homeschooled and my homeschool group was through a church. So they were like, let's sing gospel songs in the middle of school. And I'm like, this is weird.
I went to a church school, no, not for me. Went into secondary school, learned about being like working with other deities, and was like, oh yes, that's a bit of me. And now we vibe.
I just couldn't do, I was in Christian school as a kid and I just couldn't do it. That was the one place I got bullied more than anything. Like the people were just mean. I blame that though on it being a very small school. So like people weren't able to branch out, I guess.
My church school is possibly the favorite building I've ever had to be in forcibly because it was haunted and nobody else believed me. But we'd always be out on the playground at lunchtime and nobody was allowed in the upper floors at lunch when everybody was out. Like even the teachers weren't allowed on the top 2 floors. It was ground floor only. And we'd always see like somebody walking backwards and forwards in the assembly hall on the top floor. We're like, well, then nobody's allowed up there. So it must be a ghost.
I love blaming things on ghosts.
My favorite ghost story, while we're waiting just to see if there's any more questions come in, is the other night I was sitting in my living room. My parents were out, my roommate was out. It was just me in the house alone, and the power went out like completely. We had a power cut, so I was like just chilling for a minute. I was like, okay, cool, I can survive for a few minutes. I'll see if the power comes back on. And the wall fan that's plugged into the wall switched itself on and just like started blowing air out. And I was like, okay, cool, hi ghosty, whatever's up. Got up, flipped the breaker, put the power back on, and then the fan turned off, and I was like, "Thank you." I want it to be 1 degree cooler. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I've told my ghost story on stream, and it's just the fact that at college, my roommate swore we had a ghost named Amanda who duplicated things.
What a cool power.
I mean, I can't even remember like how it really started. I just know that my friend had a near-death experience with a car almost hitting her on the sidewalk. And then she got a call from someone who said they were Amanda, who was concerned for her. Or no, she called her house. Someone who wasn't her family picked up, but then they called her back. And so she was freaking out about who this Amanda person is, swore it was a ghost because she'd seen this ghostly figure in her house before, and then swore that the ghost followed us to our dorm room because she would have like one towel that would duplicate into 2, or she would have one chapstick and suddenly she'd have 2 identical chapsticks. Wild. And at first I was like, you're just buying things and forgetting about them, but then more things just kept getting duplicated. But me as a skeptic, I was like, hey, can Amanda duplicate my computer so that I can earn some money? I'll just sell whatever she duplicates.
You see, so my university was built in 1831, so we have a lot of like ghost buildings, and one of my friends ran a ghost tour during October and was talking about all of them. And there's there's 2 in one of the dorm buildings on the other side of campus from me.
Whoa.
There's a question in there, which I'm assuming is to do with my little story about how nobody was allowed upstairs, because that's what it asks. It's because our building was built in the 1700s. And so the lighting and the wiring upstairs was really, really unsafe. And so we were only allowed in certain rooms at certain times to conserve power. And so the upper floors were like out of bounds at break and lunch when all the lights on the bottom floor needed to be on.
That sounds not safe.
Oh, 100% unsafe. But we vibed. No one died. We used to fall down the stairs a lot because the lights would just go out and the stairwells were like pitch black, but mostly no one died.
Mostly no one died. You know what? That should actually be the motto of Hogwarts. Mostly no one died.
Moaning Myrtle. Who?
Mostly no one died. Also semi-safe. More safe now, but
more safe now. They've changed all the lighting since I left.
Unsafe but
With
safe.
that added quote. Hopefully that adds quote. And that's the 106th quote.
Yes. That should be the motto of Hogwarts. Mostly no one died.
Mostly no one died. It was semi-safe.
Yes.
How you wait, maybe that's not how you add quote. That is definitely not how you add quote. Hold on.
I think the add quote is one thing.
Yeah, that's what I realized.
Mostly no one died.
Mostly no one. We love unsafe protocol. We love unsafe schools. Yes, we do. We vibe.
Wait,
It's called character development.
104
how does
quote
that
added.
quote
Yay.
104? Didn't we have 105 last time?
Yeah. I'm confused now.
Did some quotes get taken off?
I don't think so, Hazel.
And I think that rounds us out because I remember Hazel was we're trying to round off the screen. Scream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I'm also curious. I just saw my YouTube recommended videos and it's songs you didn't know were written by Taylor Swift. I don't know why it's recommending that to me, but I'm curious about clicking on it.
It's recommending that to you because you're friends with me and Drew.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. It's
Look,
just like, hey, your friends really love Taylor Swift. Do you want to
look.
learn fun facts about Taylor Swift?
Look. We are literally.
Yeah, Hazel went through the quotes and there were 2 that were duplicates.
That makes sense.
We are literally within our Fearless era Taylor Swift hair. So don't even start with me.
Fearless, I think, was the only era of Taylor Swift I ever listened to.
Well, now you have to listen to them all because you have me and Drew.
How about I not and say I did?
Fair. Right, let's close this wonderful thing. Few rules for the chat. Drink some water, you innocent cowards. Hydrate or dihydrate. That's rule number 2. If you're gonna dihydrate, do it in style. And then remind other people to hydrate, but don't dihydrate, please. Please just hydrate. Drink some water. It's good for you. If you can't drink water, drink something with water in it. Anything with water in it is good as water, but like water is also fantastic. Wash your hands. We're still in a global panorama. All right, this thing isn't over. Don't cough on people. That's just rude.
That is
Anyone else got any closing statements?
It'd still be best to wear a mask if you go into stores.
Yes.
Spread love, not germs.
That too.
There we go.
Be gay, do crime, but don't do anything illegal because now we found out there are lots of illegal things that are really.
Yeah, don't put couches on your porch if you live in Colorado.
Don't tie elephants to parking permit or parking meters if you live in Florida.
Don't put coins in your ears. Oh,
And
sorry.
because this video is up on YouTube, if you know any other strange laws, put them in the comments of the
Yeah,
YouTube video. I want to read them.
we will be
Yeah.
them.
So I think that's it.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Hey everybody, it's Daisy the Writer. Don't mind the scratchy voice, still a little under the weather. But thank you all so much for tuning in today. We'll be back next weekend with more lives, so look out for that schedule. If you're over the age of 13, you can join our Discord server where we put announcements like, hey, we're going live this weekend, that kind of stuff. You can also just look out on the YouTube channel for when we post those scheduled lives for the next year. So have a wonderful evening, everybody.